A passionate call for Muslims and Christians to live harmoniously was made during a public lecture bringing together Christians and Muslims at the Kenyatta International Conventional Center. Conveners of the conference spoke of the need to police churches and mosques to make sure the teaching menu does not alter the thoughts of the youth and point them to the direction of violent extremism.
How do we change the youth that have been put in extremism? The only way is not using violence. Violence creates violence. What we need, even as parents, I'm a parent, is teaching the way and the will of God in every human being.
The chief guest, Professor Nazir Mohammed, lamented the infiltration of religion by elements keen on destroying young lives by teaching the wrong message of extremism. Mohammed, however, called on the state to invest more on the youth and create avenues for them to engage in meaningful activities so as not to give room for them to entertain extremist ideologies. On his part, Egyptian ambassador to Kenya, Khalid Al-Abyad, said both countries will continue to collaborate in efforts to combat extremism, which has affected both countries.
Kenya and Egypt have suffered from the scourge of terrorism, a scourge which knows no value, no humanity, and above all else, no religion. It indiscriminately strikes with no regard to our common humanity and is the most egregious example of opportunism, seeking narrow personal gains for those who commit it.
We are the most vulnerable group when it comes to extremism. And that's cause for our effort as the young members of parliament. Where legislation is needed, we will take up the mantle and extend this to the Legislative Assembly so that we push this agenda.
The lecture, which is part of a series, will see sheikhs and pastors traverse the country to teach of the real religion, debunking on the narrative that Islam is related to extremism.